Hello, everybody. My name's Darce. Welcome to my channel. And I haven't done a video in a while. That's what I always, I always take a long time to make videos because I don't know. I just don't want to make them. Sometimes it's hard, especially when I'm clean. I don't know why that is. But the thing is that doesn't matter. The thing is, as I'm clean, and I've been doing very well. I like to think that I'm been doing pretty well. You know, don't set my expectations too high. And I'm taking a slow, honest approach to this, and I think it's paying off. I think it's finally paying off, and I I'm getting there. So, anyways, I just wanted to share a little bit of my story. I think I shared a little bit about in my last video. You know, uh, yeah, I did dope for a lot of years, and it was a way out of all the of coping with life, and finding out what I thought was finding a cure to all the resentments I had toward people in my life that you know really hurt me as a kid, and you know and that was that it made me feel like I could make it. It did. And anyways, I started really young, and I was a functional user. Like, no one knew what I was doing. No one really I mean, they knew something was up, but they didn't know what it was. I mean, I was smoking a little weed, I was drinking, maybe. I mean, I used to come home drunk as shit because and I had an alcohol problem too, I guess. But the reason why I would do that is because I would get so high on meth that I didn't want to go home tweaking out, and just, it just tweaks you out, right? So I drink all 2 6 and go stumbling home drunk because I didn't want to get caught being tweaky. I mean, I could get caught being drunk, but tweaking out, no, because that was my thing. That was the one thing I didn't want anybody to find out, because I didn't want that being taken away from me. So everybody thought I was a drunk, but really I was just out, getting high. And yeah. Sometimes I would drink to the point where I'd black out, like 2 6 within, what was it, like I would chug the shit out of that bottle, man. And sometimes I'd black out, and I would literally wake up in places I wasn't supposed to be. I woke up in my best friend's fucking mom's house one time, and he moved away, and he was long gone, and I woke up at his mom's place, like, what the, whoops. And yeah, it was anyways, it's funny now, but at the time I was married with kids. I had a good job. I mean, I was getting money. I had my own house. I had a nice new truck. I had a camper. I mean, I was a functional addict, which is the fucking worst way to be as an addict, I think, for me. I mean, it was horrible, man. I mean, I'd be going to work for my 4 days shifts, and I'd be coming home. I'd be doing the family thing until the kids go to bed, and then I would go down in my basement and just. I'm not going to get into details, but you get the idea. I'd be up all night, and this would go on for months. I mean, there were times where my body would get so worn out, and I was just like, from not eating, like sucked in cheeks, and and just dope. Anyways, I want to be careful of how I tell this story, because I don't want to get into there was just a lot of drugs in my basement, and I would sit there and I would game, and sometimes I'd sneak out and I'd go party with my friends, basically getting high in a room and philosophizing about how you're gonna change the world and how great you think, how what the shit does, and hallucinations. I mean, beyond, crazy fucking shit. And you know, I did that with my parents, the drinking thing. I'd come home drunk, and I did it through my marriage, and I'd come home and what she'd be like, why'd you spend $600? And when I'd be like, I had to buy drinks for my friends, I had to buy smokes, I had to buy booze at the after party. But it was all bullshit. It was basically a 2-6, and the rest was just drugs. And you know it was all lies. And it wasn't until, and work. I mean, fuck work. I don't know how they didn't know, but they just didn't. Like I said, a functional addict, right? It was go to work, and I remember going in because I operated heavy equipment, and I used to go into these. They do this thing called a lineup, and it's where everybody gets in a room, and the foreman tells everybody what they're gonna do for the day, right? So I'd be there, and I'd be standing in the back, and I was senior operator for a bit there. I was on top. I was one of the best operators there, and I'd be sitting there after 4 days of being awake, being like, oh shit, here we go, right? And as soon as he says hey Darce, this is what we're gonna do in your cut. We're gonna go here, and I'd be sitting there just like, don't act high, don't act high, and everybody, all the fucking eyes be like, poof, right on me, right? And I'd be like, shit, and it was the worst fucking feeling because you're in this room full of people and you're tweaked out of your head. You're trying to hide it, and it was exhausting, man. I couldn't wait to get out in my. Anyways, that's what I'm talking about. Details. It's really hard because it brings up some shit that I really don't want to feel right now. It's this. But I gotta be honest, man. I mean, that's what this is about. Recovery. It's about honest. Getting off topic here, but it was really hard. It was a hard life. And then I would go out in my equipment, and I'd, go in the electric room, pretend I'm doing my check, and I'd be, and it was a life of shit. It was that. Go home, act like everything's okay. I'm kind of speeding through this because I want to get this done within 10 minutes at least, max 15. So, anyways, that's a little bit of what I was doing for 10 years. 10 years of that. And finally, when I started being honest about what I was doing, I went about it wrong. Well, I don't know. Maybe I didn't, because I wouldn't be where I am now. So, I mean, I still remember the day I was down in my basement, and I just had enough. I mean, she's thinking I'm cheating. She's thinking I never cheated. I never did cheat, but I was basically cheating on drugs, I guess. I mean, and with the drugs comes porn and all that shit, and you're hanging out with people that just shady shit. I mean, it's all part of the life. But anyways, when I started getting on, I still remember the day I was down in my basement, and I just said, I had fucking enough of this, and I was so mad. And I walk upstairs, and I grabbed my bag of dope, and I filled my pipe, and yeah, anyways, it was bad, and I took the biggest hoot I could take, and yeah, I blew it in her face, and I said, this is what I'm doing, and it was not cool. I'm an asshole, but just that wasn't the right way of doing that, was it? No, that was definitely not the right way. But I just mad. And I hope she forgives me for doing that or whatever, because that's not the way I should have did it. But anyways, I started being honest. That's the point I'm trying to get at here, okay? And I went to work, and I told them, and they gave me a chance to send me treatment, but I wasn't really in the mindset where I was ready to quit, So it took 3 more tries in treatment before I started really getting what the fuck is going on. And this is just recently where I've started to understand that I'm unmanageable. Anyways, it got to the point where my life started spiraling out of control. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost everything and I didn't give a shit about anything, and I started hitting the needle, and it just, I lost everything. I had a home. I lost my kids. I lost everything. Okay, it just, and at the time I didn't give a fuck because I wanted to die basically, and tried overdosing. You know, not on purpose, but I thought it'd be, it's that's a whole nother story. I'll say for another time. It's not, the mind of an addict is absolutely insane. It's nuts. The thoughts that you have and the actions that you do and the scenarios that you put yourself in are absolutely insane. And nobody sees it. I mean, you don't see it, but everybody else sees it. And in your own mind, it's just the way it is. No matter how fucking insane it is, you will lie, you will deny, you will do everything in your fucking every bit of power that you have to make this story true within your mind. But your mind is not right, and it just, so many fucked up scenarios. Anyways, yeah. And the hardest thing about being in that situation is admitting that you're weak. Because when you're out there doping and having fun, I mean, everybody's got to be tough. Everybody's got to be the tough guy. I'm this, I'm that, blah, blah, blah. I'm the coolest shit. I don't know. We're all weak in one way or another. And it's hard to admit when you're weak. And the last thing I fucking want to do is admit that I was weak. And it took a long time for me to admit that I'm weak, man. I'm just weak. And I broke down those last videos, a couple videos ago. I mean, I was weak. That was my weakness. I've never felt so weak in my life. Anyways, and just recently, I've started to realize how serious this is and how much this affects so many people out there. So many people. And it's just the shit. And the kids nowadays, man, there's so many young kids out there that are fucking, and I was young. I mean, I was 16. I mean, I wish I could go back. And I don't even think it would help if I could see myself now. I don't even think it would fucking help. It's sad. At work the other day, I had to kick a, actually it was a few weeks back. I had to kick a kid because I work at a grocery store, and everybody was afraid of this kid sitting in the front lobby, scaring the customers, and he was tweaked. I knew, and I went out there, and I talked to him. I was like, dude, you got a jet, man. You're scaring the customers. I mean, if you need a ride or whatever, we could call a cab, or, and I could see he was, but he left. But it was sad seeing such a young guy like that, and it just reminded me of me because I was homeless for a while. I didn't know where to go, and anyways, yeah, and realizations are coming now, and I'm doing well, and I just wanted to just share a little bit of that. I don't know if I fucking rambled on too much or what, but I'm at the 13-minute mark. I wanted to say a little reading here. I want to read a little reading for you, and then I'm gonna call it wraps here because fucking this shit gets my fucking system going, man. It just. Anyways, anyways, just for today, I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'm just gonna read the little part here. Just for today, I can laugh at myself. I can take a joke. I will lighten up and have some fun today. So yeah, go out there, have some fun, say no to drugs, and fucking keep fighting the fight. Because those of you who are still living the life, you can change. I don't care if you're young, old, well, just you can do it. You can change, and I believe it. And I wanna be an influence to whatever the fuck is going on out there. And I've got almost 3 weeks clean now, and I'm grateful for today and for everybody out there who supports me and what's going on here, because it's not easy. It's not easy, but I am grateful for being who I am. I'm an addict, with some experiences that can help. And I hope I hope your battle goes well. All right. Okay. Peace.